ABC Listen. Podcasts, radio, news, music and more.
Hi, I'm Brett Worthington and I'm filling in for PK on the Politics Now podcast. And I'll be joined by the ABC's best political minds to bring you the latest news and to break down what it actually means for you. People like...
Me, Jacob Grieber.
Me, Raph Epstein.
Me, Claudia Long.
Me, David Spears.
And me, Melissa Clark, in the chair for Fran Kelly for The Party Room every Thursday.
So join me on Politics Now. You can hear it on the ABC Listen app.
Last time she put out a new album, more than 2 million copies were sold or downloaded in the first week. So, can Taylor Swift beat that this time with the much-anticipated release of The Life of a Showgirl? And what is it that's made her one of the most successful artists of all time? Today, we chat to a Harvard University professor about why studying Swiftmania is a very worthy topic. I'm Sam Hawley on Gadigal Land in Sydney. This is ABC News Daily.
The biggest artist in the world enters her record-breaking era.
She's like my idol.
What was your favourite song?
All of them.
Can't you see?
She's just like unlike any other. Like, Taylor Swift is the music industry.
Taylor Swift has announced her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl.
And it sent fans into overdrive.
Hello there. I'm Stephanie Burt. I am a professor of English at Harvard University, and I write books about poetry and books of poetry and books about pop music. And the new one is called Taylor's Version, and it is about Taylor Swift.
Stephanie, it might seem trivial to some, but there really is a lot to be said about how Taylor Swift has managed to become, well, the biggest name in music ever, right? That's true, isn't it? Although people used to scream the house down, of course, for the Beatles.
Measuring fame across periods is quite challenging, but she's certainly up there, and she's the biggest name in music right now for a lot of reasons, one of which is that the songs are so darn good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are a lot of other reasons too. Nothing this big ever happens for just one reason.
Yeah.
But if those songs didn't stay with people and move people and cause people to text all their friends and say, have you heard this? She would not have gotten where she is.
Well, you are, of course, a Taylor Swift expert. You've even hosted a class at Harvard called Taylor Swift and Her World, which was in itself a massive hit, wasn't it? The class, I mean.
It was. It was a lot of fun. It was the largest class I've ever taught. I suspect it's the largest class I ever will teach, which is fine. And I expected a seminar. I expected, 12 or 18 Swifties around a big wooden table, and we would just listen to the songs and take apart the songs and share what we knew and then help one another write about it. And then it turned out we had a couple hundred people, and we had a lecture hall and a grand piano, and we had to hire a bunch of teaching assistants, and it was pretty big.
Yeah, incredible also, because I guess at the time people were questioning whether it was a Harvard-worthy topic. So how did you convince them that Taylor Swift was worth the Harvard treatment?
Well, I don't know if I convinced all the doubters. Some of them were just being snobby and sexist, and they can just F off into the sun. But some of them did wonder whether the material was substantial enough or literary enough. And the answer is that one of the things that makes it worth having English departments is that we connect the present to the past. And so, of course, it was a course about Taylor, and if I didn't think her work was aesthetically, deep and worthy of sustained scrutiny, I wouldn't be teaching it or writing about it. But it was also a course on the wonderful novelist Willa Cather. We read 2 of her books. We read one of my favorite music novels, James Weldon Johnson's autobiography of an ex-colored man. We read my favorite Alexander Pope poem, Epistle to Dr. Arbuthnot, which is from the early 18th century. It's in a different genre. It is written in 18th century couplets, but it is very much about the things and the moods and the feelings that Taylor writes about, which is how it feels when everybody wants a piece of you, when it's hard to tell whether your friends are your real friends because you're so famous, what it feels like when you get attacked for saying what you think, how to thank the parents who brought you there, how to show your gratitude for being where you are without seeming arrogant, how to distinguish what you really want to do from what other people want you to do. And it's a very funny poem. And I hope and I think that at least some of the people who showed up for, what's a good example? You're on Your Own, Kid.
You're on your own, kid. You always have been.
Which, to me is one of her great songs, came away from the class not only loving You're on Your Own, Kid at least as much as they did when they started the class, but also becoming fans of Alexander Pope.
All right, well, this weekend, of course, Stephanie, the talk of the music world will be her newest album, The Life of a Showgirl. What do you think we should expect from these songs?
So I think we should expect excitement.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should expect slick, dance floor worthy synthesizer stuff. And I think it's going to sound more like 1989 than like anything she's done since 1989. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun, but I also think it's going to be introspective in the way that her best party songs are also introspective.
All right, well, the marketing, of course, around this, Stephanie, it has been second to none. She announced this new album on her fiancé Travis Kelce's podcast.
I think Taylor has a little bit of new news.
This is my brand new album. It's called The Life of a Showgirl.
That's a bit of a master play in itself, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. She's very good at figuring out the world of publicity. When she did the announcement that she and Travis were getting engaged, you may remember the Instagram post said, "Your English teacher is marrying your gym teacher," which as an English teacher, I loved so much.
Yes.
But she has said in other interviews that if she were not able to make a life for herself as a songwriter or as a pop star, she would be in marketing and publicity because, frankly, she's good at that. And I, for one, love seeing her understand how to find the energy and get the support for those songs that a songwriter of that caliber deserves. Speaking as someone who's also a fan of songwriters who have been unwilling or often unable to market themselves and find an audience that way, I love to see what she's doing. And she's very good at it.
All right, well, why don't we delve into what Taylor Swift has managed to achieve over the past 20 years, because she did start her career when she was really young, wasn't she? She was 14. Her first album came out when she was 16. Do you think, Stephanie, she had the blueprint for what was going to make her so wildly successful back then?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to say yes and no. Because, again, honestly, the Alexander Pope analogy is instructive. She knew she was that good. She knew that all those hours that she spent with her guitar were really showing her how to be the writer she could be. And that's partly because she knew how to ask for help and get help and how to work with people. Now, did she know she was going to get there? No, she has too much sense for that. If you watch the Journey to Fearless documentary, which is about her Fearless era and that tour, she knew that she couldn't expect her level of fame to last, let alone increase. She has too much sense to expect or feel certain that anything good can last. But she's been able to make a lot of good things last. She's been able to challenge herself as a writer and as a performer. And that's partly just because that's what great artists do. It's also because she has switched up collaborators. But yeah, I don't think anyone could have known the trajectory she'd take, but I think it's clear that as early as debut, she knew she was good.
All right, well, Stephanie, that's how she managed to get so many fans, so many supporters. She's a great songwriter, of course, a great singer. She looks good on stage. She's a great performer.
Yeah.
She's a good businesswoman. She's a great marketer.
Yes.
You know, she's got it all.
Yeah.
Does that mean that she is really powerful in America right now? And at a time when America is so fractured, is that a good thing to have someone like Taylor Swift there?
Well, I wish that she were more powerful and that a number of American people were less powerful for reasons that are likely obvious to ABC listeners and many other people. She has a great deal of power over the entertainment industry. She has a lot of attention paid to whatever she does. Does that mean that she can make anything happen if she wants it to happen badly enough? No, it does not. She couldn't even elect her preferred candidate when she was quite active in 2018 in a couple of state-level elections in her home state. Power in one sphere does not necessarily translate into power in another. And if you look at her history of political involvement, one of the things that you see is how discouraging and maybe frustrating it's been for her to realize that power doesn't work like that. But one of the roles that I think she does play in the US is as something of a unifying figure. It is a role that other entertainment figures have attempted to play, and it's quite difficult. Dolly Parton is someone to look at there. And I think Dolly Parton may turn out to have been one of Taylor's models in terms of how to extend your career and keep writing. I would not want to have all of our most famous entertainment figures try to unify the nation and avoid controversy, because we need some controversy. But I think that Taylor has decided that her particular role is to be a unifying figure. Of course, I wish that she would do press releases and that she would do press conferences that say, stop having the secret police kidnap people. I wish she would do that. But I understand, if you look at the arc of her life and at what she's tried to do and in what she's doing now, why she might feel she's not the person to do that.
All right. Well, Stephanie, she has created her own world, as the title of your Harvard class suggests. Just in a few words, though, how do you think she will go down in history?
Major songwriter that we're going to be listening to, and I'm going to be listening to and seeing new depths in, as well as new heights, for a very long time.
Stephanie Burt is a professor of English at Harvard University and the author of Taylor's Version. This episode was produced by Jessica Wukyanov and Sam Dunn. Audio production by Cinnamon Nippard. Our acting supervising producer is Sydney Peed. I'm Sam Hawley. ABC News Daily will be back again on Monday. Thanks for listening.